So today's lesson is 7-4. It should be quite a bit shorter than the last section we did together, 7-2 and 7-3. So if you want, in your extra time, you can go back and look at those again. Make sure you're good at factoring, and especially any word problems, because those can usually be a little trickier. So today's title is More Uses for Factoring. We're just going to do 2 examples together, and that will be it. Your book walks you through one example, and I'll let you look at that on your own later if you want to. I would rather start from scratch. So we're going to be on page 116, looking at part B. It says solve each quadratic inequality. You'll notice part A, which we skipped for now because it's similar. There's a number line. We're going to have a number line in ours. First thing that I want you to do is factor. So go ahead, factor the left side. You should get x minus 1, x plus 4. Once you're done with that, we're going to make our number line. Don't worry about numbering it just yet. Let's go ahead and put our first factor. Let me actually do it in a different color. Oops. So I'm going to put x minus 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to think about where the 0 is. So when will I get 0? If x is 1. Up here it's going to be negative 4. So just make sure those numbers will fit on your number line. So if you want to go ahead and number your number line, you can. Make sure it fits a negative 4 and a 1. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to write one factor, you're going to do that first. So at x minus 1, what I want you to do is go to the value where you get 0. So 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So above 1, I want you to put a 0. Now on this side of 0, what would happen if I plugged the 2 in here? 2 minus 1, I'll get a positive value. If I plug 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1 is 2, that's a positive value. So you're not actually writing the value, you're just putting if it's positive or negative. By the way, if your zeros here, everything to this side will be the same value, all positive or negative. Going to this side, if I plug in a 0 right here, what is 0 minus 1? That's a negative, so you're going to put a negative. You could try a couple more values if you would like to, but they should all end up being the same. So maybe I want to try negative 3. If I plug negative 3 in there to that factor, I'm going to get a negative. Again, you don't have to try each one. Just try 1 or 2. They should all be the same, positive or negative. Then you're going to do the same thing with the other factor. I guess I'll do that one in blue. X plus 4. You can kind of write it wherever. I usually just do it above it. So where am I going to get 0? At what x value will I get 0? At negative 4. So at negative 4, put a 0 there. Then we're going to put either pluses or minuses on this side, pluses or minuses on that side. So pick some values on this right side to plug in. Let's say I want to plug in negative 3. If I plug in negative 3 in there, I get a positive value. I'm just going to put positive. Well, all of these values give me a positive when I plug them in. If I plug in a 3, 3 plus 4 is positive. Yes. So just go ahead and fill out a positive all the way through. Try numbers on this side. Negative 5. Negative 5 plus 4 is a negative. So all of these are going to be negative. You don't have to have your number line go too far. Once you are done with both factors, you're going to go to the zeros and put kind of like a straight line there. There's another 0. Now, remember, when we are factoring, we are multiplying these. So what I want you to think about next is multiplying. Notice we have 3 sections. So when I multiply a negative times a negative, what do I get? Positive. What do I get when I multiply positives and negatives? When I multiply, I get negative. What do you get when you multiply positives times positives? Positive. Okay, so our steps are write the factor, put a 0 plus or minus. Write the other factor, place the 0 plus or minus. Then you're going to take those zeros, and that's where you divide it into your sections. And then you multiply. Negatives times negatives are always going to be positive. Doesn't matter how many there are, it's just the fact that we have a positive, this is positive, these are all negative. A positive times a negative is always going to be negative. Now, we can answer the final question. When is this, which is the product of these two factors, when is that less than 0? Well, is a positive number less than 0? No. Is a negative number less than 0? Yes. Is a positive number less than 0? No. The only section out of these three that is less than 0 is this section here in the middle. And what numbers do those go from? From -4 to 1. So this is my answer. You do have to show your work. Because this is one continuous section, it should be written continually like that. The smaller number on the left, less than x, less than the larger number. Okay. You'll notice patterns as you do them. Sometimes it seems to always go plus, minus, plus. It's not always true, but it does happen a lot of times. All right, let's try the next one. This will be our last example, and then you can look at the one done for you if you want a little bit more practice. So start by factoring so we know what our two factors are. From here, you're going to make your number line. So think about, you have to have the numbers where you're going to get 0. So here it's going to be a -2, so you're going to have a -2 on your number line. And here, maybe just set this equal to 0 to see what it's going to be. 5/3. So -2 and 5/3 have to be somewhere on our number line. So let's go with -4, -3, -2. And 5/3 falls, it's a little bit bigger than 1, but not bigger than 2. 5/3 falls about right there. So you can just write it like that. Okay, so we factor, we find what our zeros are going to be, and we make sure those are on our number line. Now let me do the first one. I'll do it in red. So my factor of 3x minus 5. Where's the 0 going to be? At 5/3. Test numbers above and below to see whether they are positive or negative. So let's test 3. If I plug a 3 in here, that's 9 minus 5, which is 4. That's a positive. Any number on this side is actually going to be positive. Plug in a couple on this side, you should get the same value, whether it's positive or negative. Again, I said you'll notice patterns. A lot of times one side is positive, the other side is negative. That's not always true. It just happens a lot of the time. So let's plug in 0. 3 times 0 minus 5 is a negative. Maybe try another one. Plug in -4. That's -12 minus 5. That's negative. So all of these will be negative on this side. Let's try the next factor. I'll do it in blue. X plus 2. Where's the 0 going to go? What value gives me 0? -2. That's where my 0 goes. Plug in values above and below that. So let's plug in -1. If I plug in -1, I get a positive number. These, in fact, will all be positive. Plug in values to this side of the 0, like -4. You get a negative. Once you're done with both factors, you draw the line at the 0. Now you're going to multiply. Negatives times negatives will always be positive. positives times negatives will always be negative. Positive times positives will always be positive. Now, what section of these three do we want? We want the multiplication of these two to be greater than or equal to 0. Well, positive numbers are greater than 0, so I want this section. Negatives aren't. And I want this section. I want it to be greater than 0. Positives are greater than 0. So these are the two sections I want. Notice they're not touching each other, these two sections. So my answer is going to be written as two separate parts. From this point to the left, so from -2 and everything less, or from this point, which was 5/3 and everything greater. Notice I included the equal sign because it was included there. And I should leave my answer as two separate things with an or in the middle, because these sections are not touching, they're two different parts. If it's the middle part and it's one continuous section, then we write a continuous like we did for part B. Okay, so that is our answer. And with those two examples, you should be able to start your homework.